Data exists in three primary states, and the ways to protect data are different for each state it is in at the time. Data that is in transit, or transmission, is data in motion. This means it is in the process of traveling from a location on one computer to another. This data is at risk of being intercepted during transmission. The best way to protect this type of data is to use encryption, and use secure protocols as well. You need to encrypt it before it is sent, making sure the encryption is complex, and I would encrypt the data with a very difficult encryption using a key or code. The key or code will be sent to the person that is receiving the data separately. So for instance, if it's on an email for the one, it would be on a phone call or text for the other. This highly limits anyone's access to the information. Data at rest. This data is sitting inside a hard drive or a flash drive usually. This data could be hacked into, stolen, or altered. The best way to protect this data is to encrypt it as well, and leave limited access to the hard drive or flash drive. I would encrypt this data with a complex encryption, and the data itself should be backed up to a separate hard drive or flash drive, in case something happens to the original. So if the hard drive gets hacked into or corrupted in any way, you have a spare anyway, and you can still easily limit the access to that as well. Data in use, meaning the data currently being manipulated and or read at this moment. This type of data should be protected with an encryption, however, more importantly, the device it's on needs to be protected more. I would make sure the device is safe before even accessing the data. The device needs to be virus-free and password protected, otherwise your data is at risk. I would first make sure the system you're accessing the data is safe before opening the data, meaning I need to check for a virus, and if possible, the best case scenario is to disconnect from any online services. This highly limits any possible attempts to access data from anybody. The data should also be encrypted, and the device should be password protected. The device itself should also be kept away from any other people, especially if it's a very important document or something you can't have tampered with. Overall, this is the data as it exists in its three primary states, and how they're different, and what I would do.